A bar examination is a test intended to determine whether a candidate is qualified to practice law in a given jurisdiction. Brazil. The Order of Attorneys of Brazil, the Brazilian Bar Association, administers a bar examination nationwide 2 to 3 times a year. The exam is divided in 2 stages. The first consists of 80 multiple-choice questions covering all disciplines. The candidate must score at least 40 questions correctly to proceed to the second part of the exam. 4 essay questions and a drafting project in civil law, labor law, criminal law, administrative law, constitutional law or tax law, and their respective procedures. The bar examination can be taken on the graduation year. Success in the examination allows one to practice in any court or jurisdiction of the country. China, People's Republic of England and Wales. Since the UK has a separated legal profession, law graduates in England and Wales can take examinations to qualify as a barrister or a solicitor by either undertaking the BPTC or the LPC, respectively. These courses are the vocational part of the training required under the Bar Association and the Law Society rules and are undertaken on a full-time basis for 1 year. After successfully completing these courses, which generally include various examinations and practical ability tests, graduates must secure either a training contract or a pupillage. These are akin to articling positions in other jurisdictions and are the final practical stage before being granted full admission to practice. The general timescale, therefore, to become fully qualified after entering law school can range between 6 to 7 years. These courses can vary in cost anywhere from £9,000 to £17,000 and are generally undertaken by students on a private basis, making them incur additional costs. The final debt in student fees alone after having completed the academic and vocational training can range between £20,000 £25,000. This is set to increase to £40,000 £50,000 for students entering law school in the years 2012 due to the increased tuition fees for law school itself. France. In France, law graduates must obtain a vocational degree called Certificate d'aptitude à la profession d'avocat in order to practice independently. The most common way to achieve the CAPA is by training in an école d'avocats. This training includes academical and vocational courses and mandatory internships in law firms. Entrance to lawyers' school is obtained by competitive examination. Germany. To become a lawyer in Germany, you have to study law at university for 4 or 5 years. Then you have to pass the first state examination in law, which is administered by the Ministry of Justice of the respective state. The university administers only a little part of the examination. This examination already qualifies for some careers in the legal field. After that, candidates regularly participate in a 2-year practical training period including practical work as judge, prosecutor, and attorney. At the end of this training, candidates sit the second state examination. This examination, if passed, allows successful participants to enter the bar as attorney, to become judges and to become state attorneys. All careers have the same legal training. Hungary. In Hungary, the bar examination is called jogi szakvizsga, can be translated as legal profession examination. This exam is composed of 3 parts: criminal law, criminal procedural law and law of criminal enforcement, civil law, civil procedural law and business law, constitutional law, administrative law, labor law, social security law and law of the European Union. After passing these exams, the candidate can practice law as an attorney at law, barrister or as a secretary, judge at the court or as a prosecutor at the public prosecutor's office or in-house legal counsel, or may operate individually at any field of law. Ireland. The bar exams in Ireland are the preserve of the Honourable Society of King's Inns, which runs a series of 14 exams over 10 weeks. From March to June each year, for those enrolled as students in its 1-year barrister at law degree course. These exams cover such skills as advocacy, research and opinion writing, consulting with clients, negotiation, drafting of legal documents and knowledge of civil and criminal procedure. For those who fail to meet the requisite 50% pass mark, repeats are held in the following August and September. Iran. The bar exam in Iran is administered by two different and completely separate bodies, one of which is the Bar Association of every province, all of which are under the auspices of the country's syndicate of the bars of the country, and the other one is administered by judiciary system subject to Article 187 of the country's Economic, Social and Cultural Development Plan. The following is the process of obtaining the license through the Bar Association's procedures. To receive the license to practice as a first-degree attorney in Iran, an applicant should complete a Bachelor of Law program. The official career path starts after passing the bar exam and receiving the title of trainee at law. The exam is highly competitive and only a certain number of top applicants are admitted annually. After admission to the bar, an 18-month apprenticeship program begins, which is highly regulated under the auspices of bar syndicate rules and supervision of an assigned first-degree attorney. Trainees or apprentices must attend designated courts for designated weeks to hear cases and write case summaries. A logbook signed by the judge on the bench has to certify their weekly attendance. By the end of the 18th month, they are eligible to apply to take the final bar exam by submitting their case summaries, the logbook and a research work pre-approved by the bar. It is noteworthy, however, that during these 18 months, trainees are eligible to have a limited practice of law under the supervision of their supervising. This practice does not include Supreme Court eligible cases and certain criminal and civil cases. Candidates will be tested on civil law, civil procedure, criminal procedure, commercial law, notary. Each exam takes 2 days, a day on oral examination in front of a judge or an attorney, and a day of essay examination, in which they will be tested on hypothetical cases submitted to them. Successful applicants will be honored with the title of first-degree attorney, after they take the oath and can practice in all courts of the country including the Supreme Court. Those who fail must redo the apprenticeship program in full or in part before taking the final bar exam again. Japan. The bar exams in Japan yield the least number of successful candidates worldwide. The old format of the examinations, last held in 2010, saw only 6% passing the exam. The new format, even after extensive reforms and a new mandatory duration of graduate school education of 2 years, is 22%. Since 2014, candidates are allowed to take the examinations in 5 years before their right to the exam is revoked, and they either have to return to law school, take the preparatory exam, or give up totally. It is administered solely by the Ministry of Justice. Malaysia. Philippines. The Philippine Bar Examination is administered once every year on the 4 Sundays of November. It covers 8 areas of law: political law, labor law and social legislation, criminal law, civil law, commercial law, taxation law, remedial law, and legal ethics and practical exercises. Poland. In Poland, the bar examination is taken after graduating from a law faculty at a university. It allows a person to undertake practice, duration of which varies depending on the specialization. After the practical period, applicants pass the exam held by the professional chambers with some members of the Ministry of Justice assistance. South Africa. See legal education. South Africa. Thailand. In Thailand, the bar examination is different from the lawyer license. To practice law as a lawyer, i.e., to speak in the court, one must pass a lawyer license examination and does not need to be called to the bar. People take the bar examination to be qualified to take a judge or a public prosecutor examination. To be called to the bar, one must pass the written exams consisting of 4 parts as follows: civil and commercial law, intellectual property law, and international trade law. criminal law, employment law, constitution law, administrative law, and tax law, civil procedure law, bankruptcy and business reorganization law, and the system of the Court of Justice, and criminal procedure law, human rights, and law on the evidence. Each part has 10 essay questions. The pass mark is 50. The parts 1 to 2 are usually taken in October and the rest are usually taken in March. One does not need to pass all 4 parts in 1 year. After passing all the written exams, there is an oral exam. Around 10,000 bar students sit the exam each year. In 2013, 1,231 students are called to the bar, 111 of which did it in only 1 year. Quite confusingly, with international norms, students called to the bar are referred to as neti bandit, which gets translated into English as barrister at law. The Thai legal profession, however, is a fused one, and those with a lawyer's license are able to function both as barristers and solicitors in the British Commonwealth sense. Many students called to the bar choose to become judges or public prosecutors instead of lawyers, as the Thai bar examination is separate from the lawyer's licensing scheme. This means that judges and public prosecutors belong to a separate licensing organization from lawyers. This is unlike in the US, where judges and prosecutors most often come from the ranks of senior lawyers and belong to the same bar.